Okay, so as you can see, I'm on ShaMay's computer right now. It's Andre. It's just ShaMay's graduation. That's Andre when he was little. Andre when he was in foster care. Andre playing the piano. Anyway, so basically what's happening here, people, is I got a lot of apples I gotta do. Seeing these pictures just upsets me. I'm in between computers and I'm adding in programs into this one here. So after this video, hold on a minute. Anyway, I getting tired, right? It takes time to do that stuff. So as this computer here, I don't want online. Although I'm gonna have to put it online and download something to read the videos as I'm converting them over, because last night I installed an old program that I had bought for ShaMay, right? And I mean, it's talking XP, right? So this was made for an XP. Anyway, because it has QuickTime in it, I think what happened was the QuickTime kicked out the program that reads FLA videos when you convert them over. I have Windows Media Player, but it won't read videos with the Adobe Premiere, right? Because it converts over to an FLA format. Anyway, so I got this installed and everything seems to be working on it outside of I have to go to another old program that I have that you can make music with, right? And it has the attachment to connect a keyboard onto the computer. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to use that old program, right, as well, and hook up this keyboard and start making MIDI files myself. Learn to play piano, because I have that grand piano, little baby grand downstairs. We were always going to get it serviced, right? We had it last for a month. We had it less than a month. We had it for 1 month before ShaMay died. So we never had a chance to tune it or anything. Like I said, somebody took one of the hammers from the inside with malice on purpose. So I'm hoping that will be able to be repaired. So anyway, we're not giving away the piano. So hopefully I'll be able to learn how to play piano. So I'm installing old videos, old CDs into this super new computer, right? And I've done the Adobe one. I did this one. It came in with QuickTime, and it kicked out my program that can actually read my videos. So I put it on here, and then because this one, my regular computer is like at, don't even turn it on, it needs to be like reformatted ASAP. I'm using ShaMay's laptop. So it's a lot of Mickey Mousing around right now. And as I'm doing that, I'm installing extra things. Like this one here had 2 extra CDs that you can do things with. So that's how I managed to get that last video uploaded. It was just really a random video that I picked that was on there. It just happened to be that one, people. It wasn't like I did it purposely. I just wanted to see what happened, and it came out that way, and I was like, damn, that's on point, but it's too funny. But it's on point. It's the truth, people. So I'm going to do a few more of those with the Duncan Clan, Uncle John rants, and whatever. And they've got other little themes that I haven't even looked at yet. So I'm going to see about that. And this is all in between cooking. So, right? And then I've got this one here that I'd like to create your own cartoons and animation. So I'm going to try and install it in here and do that. And then I've got like Paint Shop Pro, right, which is good for making things that I want to make for things I want to do. So I'm going to pull up that and put them in there. And then we've got, you know, Front Page 2000. That's to make web pages. And because I'm using all these older programs, you know, things are changing in the computer, like I said. You know, I installed an older computer, installed QuickTime, and then through the QuickTime it kicked out something else, and now I have to go online and download a different program so that I can open up my videos after I convert them on this computer, right? I think when this other computer, when this one here that's down right now is reformatted, I'm going to install this program into this computer. I'm going to have piano stuff on this one, the animation, probably the Paint Shop Pro, and then Jastic, I think it's called Jastic Paint Shop Pro, which is a good program, and the Microsoft 2000. I can't afford to go out and buy new programs, people. And apparently with this you can go on someplace and I can pick and choose programs. So this is going to be basically my work computer for nonprofit and obviously ShaMay stuff, Uncle John stuff, whatever, right? But you know, I kind of want to try this out and see what I can come up with, right? So what I'm saying is, I think I'm going to cut back on these videos for a little while, just so I can get caught up with the apples, because they're falling every day now, people. That was 2 full bags of apples that are getting bigger now. Some of them are like getting big now, right? In less than a day and a half, and that tree is still full. So apples are going to be falling like every day, and if I don't get up on it, you know, I'm going to lose the opportunity, and I can't afford to lose that opportunity. Amari likes homemade apple juice. He really does. And this one, like I said, is all going downstairs into the main food storage down there. And then as they're disappearing upstairs, then I'll bring them up, like, then I'll bring the ones from down up, right? So other than that, I've going to put this part first and then everything else after, up until this video. And then, I mean, I may do this, do that, and quickly upload it, but there is no pressure, right? Because I got these apples to do. We went to the walnut tree. I don't know. It was a really cold winter. Really cold. Well, not so much cold winter. It was a really cold spring and early summer. So a lot of buds died off from a lot of trees, right? I find apple trees to be quite hardy. But when it comes to plum trees, pear trees, I suppose walnut trees, you know, if you get these cold snaps, they kill off the bud, or somebody else is going out there and scooping up on them. Because if the animals were eating them in great numbers, you would see the casings, right? So there really wasn't that many walnuts out there, but I still have to do what I've got. But it's the apples. It's the apples for the next couple of weeks. That's just going to be juice and juice and juice and canning and juice. And I've got 5 jars of blackberry juice, and providing that the city doesn't rip down my bush back there, I can probably get another 5 more jars, which is really good. And I already had some, and it's really tasty. I want to clear off my sewing table. You know, I've got a lot. I'm going to be buying a bunk bed in the next couple of months, so I've got to move things around and get ready for that. And you know, I got to clear off ShaMay's desk and move paper, right? I got to get books ready for the mail. I've got this box going to Kitimat. I've got to get ready for the mail. So, you know, doing videos, right, can, you know, steer me away, but my body's sore. Sometimes I just like to sit down and, you know, but because I'm really concentrating on these programs, this is just some of them, right? I only have so much time in a day for things. So I'm going to upload this now as is. Alright, I'll just look a few more of these. Oh, what happened? Oh well. Okay, so it's today, right? It is July 28th, 2019. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm kind of just pittering here, getting things ready. As you can see, I put juice in the fridge for now. Apple butter stuff there. Apple is going to go in the fridge. I'm working on this. I'm just getting jars, all these lids, because they're brand new with those things. I'm just throwing them in there because I've got my own rims and I still have some of those kicking around. So before I use these ones, you know, or maybe I'll just use those and whatever, because these things rust out. So use the ones you have first, because eventually they go on you. And then I got into that little deep freeze. These are tomatoes that are frozen. You can hear. From my garden from last year. Now, in the deep freeze downstairs, when I get down there and I show you one day, I have a box full of beautiful ripe tomatoes from 2 years ago. I told my son we need to get into it. So anyway, these I'm going to use with my beet soup. I'm going to change up the beet soup a bit. And then, because I got into the freezer, these are all these little bags of kale. This is obviously a Swiss chard, you can see, or maybe this is beet leaves. I don't know, probably beet leaves. And then here is, these are little things that I wrapped up that were growing in my yard that I forget about. These are nice little kale leaves. Can you see how nice that is? So I'm going to throw those in the beet soup at the very end. And I'll probably go grab some more, because I'm going to be making a big ass pot. And I'm going to be freezing them. Okay, because it's just better for me to do it that way, people. So that's... I wasn't going to really work on a video today, but I thought, no, you can't do that. You just got to follow through on, you know, walking through it, right? You know, pace yourself through it. there are people out there that are learning things, right? Or getting motivated, or, you know, getting new ideas, or thinking they should get back up and start doing it again because they used to do it, and, you know, and like, for example, if you're a grandmother, but you don't have your grandkids, you know, because your circumstances aren't like mine, but you want to do something for your grandkids and for your children, you know, you could one night just surprise, make this stuff up, go off and buy yourself a couple of cases of jars, you know, cook away, can it or freeze it, whichever you prefer. And then when your kids come by with your grandkids, you can say, oh, Susie, look what I got for you. Take this home for the children. You know? Granny made it. Right? So what I'm doing is I'm working on the jars first. I'm going to get them in the sink, get them start washing. And then I'm going to boil up the Brussels sprouts. I'm not putting too many beans in there. These beans, they're really not quite, I picked them too soon. But I like them when they get nice and big. So, because they turn deep purple. They're very immature yet. Alright. But, I don't know. I got a little bean sprout that's growing. 2 of them, really. So, I'll throw in a couple of beans. Right? I haven't found the fish. Where I was looking, I thought I'd find it there, but it's in the deep freeze in Uncle John's room, aka Andre's playroom, and probably some downstairs. So I'm not going to stress out on fish right now, because I did make some room in my other little freezer to get this soup going, because that's the most, like, get it in the freezer, right? That is the most important thing right now. So I'm going to do 3 sizes. I'm going to do a few of these. That's half pint. No, sorry, that's a quarter pint. That's a half pint. And then that is a pint. So I'm going to do 3 different sizes for the soup, and there's really not that much soup there. So the next pot I make, I'm going to make it bigger when it comes to pea soup, because I know Andre will eat pea soup. Right. And then after I've done that and got that in the freezer, then I'm going to go hunt for that water bath canner with the nuts in it. And I'm going to get my juice jars, wash my juice jars, and then I'm going to sterilize them. And I'm going to heat up my juice and taste it and add some sugar. I'm kind of debating whether I should try honey, people. I never really can with honey. Canning with honey is not a problem, so maybe I'll pull out a big jar of honey and we'll do something different today. Since I'm on this health kick, right? Because I have honey in food storage. So, we'll try that. We'll try something different. And while I was looking for my, what do you call it? Fish in the freezer, I came across some frozen blackberries that I had picked. And then, you know, you freeze them individually, and then after they're frozen, you can throw them in a bag. So I found 2.5 bags of that. So what I'll do is, after I'm all caught up with this stuff, and I'm ready to do my next batch of blackberries, because they're growing in the back. They're going to be going back there and ripping out the road pretty soon, so my blackberry bush might get destroyed this year, because they'll be throwing dirt on it, right? That's why I'm supposed to go out there and cut the grass and shit. Berry branches. But I'm going to boil up those with the next batch of blackberries, and that will freeze up a little bit more of room in my freezer as I make these soups. Right? Okay, so I will be back. Wait, as you can see, my beans have multiplied. This is this. These are the mature ones. They were in my freezer. So because I'm going through my freezers as I'm making these soups and stuff, I'm going to start pulling out the vegetables that I froze that I grew in my yard over the years. Okay? So anyway, I got a whole pot right there, you can see. And I'm cooking up the Brussels sprouts. Hold on. Okay, always detours in life, right? I start in one corner and I end up over there. Anyway, I took out those blackberries because I need room in my freezer, right? So what I'm going to do is, was all in my freezer, right? That's raspberries from last year, blackberries from last year. I'm going to go out in the back because I was out there, what, 2 to 3 days ago, right? And I've got the blackberry juice in the fridge ready for canning. So before I can it, I am going to go in the back, pick some more, top this off, top that off, and then I'm going to cook it. Right, let it, get out as much juice as I can, and then I'm going to can it with the rest of them, right? Andre and I, when we pick blackberries, like I say, I wash them and then I freeze them individually, and I throw them into bags, and then we like to eat them, right? But because things get moved around and whatever, it got buried. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do with that. And that's cooking, and so are the beans. Okay, so here's that famous blackberry bush. Only because right now I'm going to cook up those ones that were in the freezer, right? I was just out here 3 days ago, but as you can see, they're ripening, right? See what I have to do? I have to cut back all this stuff, people. And I'm hoping that when these guys come and tear up this driveway, the whole thing, I got big trucks going through the front, big trucks going through the back, because this is how they're going to be working as they're building that fucking building over there. So they're going to be coming up in here and ripping this all up to lay pipes. So they're going to be throwing the dirt, right? So before they throw the dirt all on that and mix everything up, I'm going to just trim it back, and hopefully they'll just pile the dirt in here. So anyway, let me get on it. See, people? Mickey. Mickey, she's following me around everywhere I go. I have to stay here just so that you can hang out and be a gardener cat, Mickey. Anyway, there's a cucumber. I don't know what happened to my cucumber plants. These things, whatever they are, they got in late. All we got is one cucumber out of it so far. Obviously some kind of squash. Whatever. These beets got in late. Sorry. They got in late. But they've taken. Tomato plants are starting to spring. You can see that. I've got beans here. So as I'm making that next batch of soup, these are still kind of young though. But there's a couple anyway, right, for that soup that I'm going to be making next. I'll just pick the more mature ones. Hold on. And there's Mickey. Mickey! Let's watch this cat follow me. Okay, I'm leaving now, Mickey. Bye. Watch this cat. Seriously, man. This cat's too funny. Doesn't matter where I go. If she knows I'm outside, or if I'm going outside, she'll, what do you call it? Come to my computer desk and bug me. Look at this one. These get really long. This one's really nice, people. Do you see it? And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just 8 in that area. There's another one. Sorry, 9. Here's more beets. Right? These ones are doing good. Tomato plants. So we got, what, 9. There's one 10. Right? 11. Oh my. 11. Here's one coming here. That one will be 12. All right. 12. And then over here. 12. Gotta water these guys. 12, 13. There's a little one coming up. Maybe what, 14, 15. Right, just in this little patch here. Oh, and I wanted to point out, look what happened to my oak tree. My oak tree is competing with the black walnut tree. They're at equal heights. Do you see that? So this one here, in its little pot, busted through and sprung up 3 feet. So what did I say? Oh my God, I'm walking into spiders. It's spider season. Oh, I hate doing that. Those ones that hang, right? And then this kind of dropped here, but it's okay. It's managing. So there's another one. So what was that? 12, 13, something like that. 14, 15. 15 squash anyway. Right? I'm kind of busted through though. And then potatoes, but these raccoons, I don't know. They haven't gotten into these ones yet that I'm aware of. Them sneaky little boogers. I don't like digging them out too early, but I do. Right? And then some tomato plants in there. I haven't, see? Morning Glory still sitting down there. Anyway. Okay, hold on. See? That cat's just too funny, man. She follows me. So let's let her follow me. Oh, let's see what she does. Okay, it's hot out there. So, just rinse them off. I'm going to put them with the frozen ones. I'm going to cook them up. And when I start canning juice, I'm going to can this at the same time. Those are a little bit leftover raspberries from the back. Beans are done, so I'm going to strain them, get everything now. After I wash my hands, start filling up these jars. Which I probably don't think I have enough, because I'm adding in extra stuff, right? Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to get more than I thought. Now, you have to remember, people, I didn't spend no more than $20 for this stuff. I'm not going to use these beans. I don't like them. Either I didn't cook them long enough, or I want them softer. So I'm going to cook them again, and then I think I'm going to blend them, because it's not for what I want, right? So anyway, I just chopped up some of this Brussels sprouts, you can see, right? I warmed this up just a little bit just to melt the butter, because obviously I added just a tad bit of water because obviously the butter congealed. So I tasted this soup. It's not that salty, but once you put that in there, it's going to add salt to it, right? Because it has the seasonings, right? As you can see, I still have lots left. Right, so I'm going to do this again. What I did is I just took 2 Brussels sprouts per one, because I'm not too sure how you're going to respond. Alright, and you can see I'm just adding about a tablespoon or so. I'll get my trusted chopstick. Next time I do this, I'll buy twice as much liver, right? And then I'll just take the chopstick, push it down into the food, and then when you cook it, depending if it's Andre, I don't have to make it finer. If it's for Amari, because this is enough for Amari and Andre, or one adult, right? You see? Make sure you leave headspace there so that when it's in the freezer it can rise, because it will rise. Very seldom do you get a cracked jar, but every now and then you do. And then just continue down the line. Obviously, these are Amaris. That was the whole purpose of this. I am going to leave them like that, and then when I'm unthawing and warming it up, then I'll break it up. Otherwise, I'm afraid it will just turn into mush, and I don't want it to turn into mush. Right? And then don't forget, after it's warmed up, you can either put a little bit of extra butter in it, if you wanted to, a teaspoon or a tablespoon, or you could use that avocado oil. You see what I'm doing here, right? Leave a little bit more, and then I'm going to take a bit of this. I'm sorry, I don't have time to read up what all the properties are on these vegetables. I used to do that when I was younger. I do it every now and then when I have time, but right now I don't really have time. But do you see what I'm doing here? Right? I'm not going to over-inundate him with this Brussels sprout because he's never had it before. But doing it this way, he probably won't even really taste it. And when he does, what does he do, people? He jumps. When he comes across a food that he doesn't know, and it might have a little bite to it, like a red onion or something, he jumps. But he keeps eating it because he's a food voyager. He likes food. That's one of his main pleasures in life. All right. Do you see what I'm doing? And then I'll wipe down the rims, and then I'll put them in that freezer, and then after they're done, I'll put lids on them. Not the lids that I'm canning with, just old lids. But what I should do is figure out what my staples, see here, I'll need to add a bit more. Figure out what my staples are, in terms of this could be a staple, and then you make lids with the name on it, peas and liver, right? So that, what do you call it? You can keep using the same lid over and over again for freezing, right? Because right now, all my lids, nothing really says what is on there, so, and because the jars are starting to pile up, I got raspberry juice, watermelon juice, pineapple juice, beef broth, turkey broth, and this and that, and so I'm going to do this. Just top this one off, wipe the rims, right, throw them in the freezer, and then go wash some more jars and just do a bit more. Okay, I haven't put them in the freezer yet because I think it's important to show you how much, approximately $20, and that's not including the jars, people. Okay, those jars are already mine, so once you make the initial investment, the only thing that you're really buying is lids, and once in a while rims, but if you buy a new box of jars, you get new rims. Okay, so what was it? $5.50 for organic peas, and then I'm going to put another $2.50 with extra peas from the other bag, and then I used that old bag of the lentil with the yellow split pea, and I used what I had in that strainer, most of it. So we'll put it at $3. So we'll just say $5.50, $3, that's $8.50. The liver was like $4.71 or something like that. So what was that? Oh, I can't think, people. $8.50. Another $5. That's $13.50. And then the Brussels sprouts, we'll put them at $3.50, so $16.50, right? So for $16.50 and a little bit of butter, right? So we'll put the butter at $1.50, so $17, $18 for under $20, people. Do you see how many meals I got here? Oops, sorry, I'm tired. Can you tell? Right? We've got 6 1-pint jars, There's 6 of them there. Go see what's going on. I hear him rattling in there.
He's fine.
No, he's got into something.
No, he didn't.
What is that noise? Cat? He's moving.
Yeah, it's just...
He's moving, people.
It's just a book.
He's moving, grabbing things, moving. Okay, so what do we got? The reason I like these little half pints is depending on what we're feeding him throughout the day. Right? Sometimes they're nice. This would be good for Alea May and Amari. Although Amari could probably eat the whole thing by himself in terms of a 1 pint jar. So depending on what we're feeding him and whatever, you have the choice. And then again, for an adult, right, you can make this for yourself. You can freeze it. Just make sure you put some meat in there, whether it's the liver, chicken. Chicken, what I did there is you can see it's almost, the pan has almost been cleared off, right? It really does make it tasty. You don't have to use Brussels sprouts. You can use cauliflower. You can use broccoli. You can use anything if you want in terms of a vegetable. It doesn't have to. I walked by them and I just thought the two tastes coming together would be good. So now I'm going to throw these in the freezer. Oh yes, and then I still have, I forgot to show you this. I still have a pot full, that much, so that I can have a bowl later. And I'm just going to throw these into the pot so I can have a bowl later, and the kids are can have another bowl. I'll just eat it like this later. I gotta throw some chicken in the oven for my son. Now I'm gonna clean up and I'm gonna boil up these blackberries. I don't know if I showed you how much I picked. Anyway. Okay, so if you know, like, as an adult can eat 2 bowls of soup. So, you know, or say you want Amari, Andre, and me, you can also freeze these. What I'm trying to say is in 1 quart size jars, but just make sure you use the wide mouth. So this is what's left over, so this is going in the fridge now. And before I do that, I just want to show you this bread. Do you see this bread? Okay, you can fry this in straight up butter, and it's really, really good. And you can put it in with that, or you can eat it on the side. And you can add garlic in with your butter. I just want you to think about that. Okay. So as you can see, this is the blackberry juice. I haven't put no sugar in. I'm gonna just use sugar, people. I'm not gonna go digging for honey right now. I don't even know what it would taste like. So before I do that, I should take a cup out and try it with honey. You might not like it, right? And there's going to be more than likely more blackberries anyway, so it's free juice, people. It doesn't cost me anything. I already have the jars, so I pay $2 for some lids, $3 for some lids, right? And a little bit of sugar. So anyway, I'm going to warm this up now. As you can tell, my jars are boiling. Hold on. Oh yeah, and this is just some raspberry, a little bit of blackberry and blueberries just from the yard, right? So I just cooked it up. I put a little bit of sugar in there, and then I'm just gonna put those in those small little jars and then freeze them. Okay, so now it's about 9:30 at night, and I just put the 2 blackberry juices together, and I got a full pot here, and I'm bringing it up to 190, right? And I've already boiled the jars, so they're sitting in water there on warm. And I'll be using the same canner because I'm not going to be boiling. I'm just going to keep it at 190, right? Alright. So we're up 205, so just turn it down a little bit. Almost ready to go. I'm installing stuff on this computer over here. Trying to anyway. So this is ready to go. Just turn it down a little bit. Very rich. Blackberry juice makes really good popsicles, like really good. So you could use them. Use this with like a snow cone, and then when you open a jar, you can make syrup with some of it. You don't have to use it all for snow cones or popsicles. You could probably even make Jello with it. Okay, so I'm gonna get up on it. Okay, so you just warm up your little lids briefly, right? And because I do it in a water bath at 190, I'll do these for 30 minutes. I'm going to use the same canner. Everything's nice and hot. And because it's at 190, it doesn't boil, right? It doesn't need to. So in this case, you can get your juice rim right up to 1/4 inch. And chances of you losing anything from it, pretty nil, pretty small. Right? This is where my hand starts to ache. Right? Can you imagine your hand aching from a ladle? Right? Yeah. So, we'll see how many jars we get here. Hold on. I'm just kind of focusing on this. Okay, so this is what we got. We've got 5 full jars mostly. I'm going to top this off. I took off the bubbles. You can see it's a 1/2 inch. It shouldn't be. It should be at 1/4 inch. So I'm going to top them off. Hold on. Okay. So do you see how they're at 1/4 inch from the rim? Right? And you take a spoon and you pop the bubbles. And then you can scoop. I'm talking, Andre.
He's at the door, front door.
Okay. I just want to say that canning is a good way to explain volume and weight in terms of liquid. Because I had, 7 jars in there boiling with water. Okay? I didn't take out any water, people. And if you noticed, like the jars were full with water, right? It was 7 of them in there. And it was, at about this height, and lots of overflowed, right? As I was boiling the jars. Now I've put 2 full jars of blackberry juice with the sugar, and just by adding in 2 jars, I have to start taking out water. Because the sugar and the blackberry are heavier than the water. Alright, do you see how quickly that rised? I still have 2 more jars to put in here. That was Ryan that came by for my car, and I'm like, like people randomly just coming by. It's 10 o'clock at night. My door's open though, right? It's, oh, I'm just checking up on you, you know, well, the house is hot. I should be able to leave my door open if I want. It's late. I'm mad though. He's not fixing this car. He said he was going to. Do you see how quickly that rose? Holy shit. That's overflowing. Look at that. So remember that when you do this. That's because the blackberry and the sugar are heavier than the water. Now, because you're bringing it to 190, right, it's not going to boil. Okay, this one here. See, this is why I don't like to use canners, because they can't really hold, what do you call it? Quart-sized jars where the canner is full and you've got 1 inch of headspace of water, right? If you notice, I'm just kind of balancing them out, right? Now, that's good. So, I've brought up the temperature. It's at 7 now. It's not at 190, not yet. Right. I don't think I'm going to do the apples tonight because I'm tired. If anything, I'll go tomorrow back to the apple tree, and I still have some in a bowl there. So I'll go get whatever fell today, and by the time I get there tomorrow, and I'll... See, this is where it gets grueling. Right. So now you just bring it up to 190, and then after that you set your timer for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. I'm going to do it for 30 because an extra 10 minutes doesn't bug me, right? And then at 190, and then they seal nicely. This I'm going to put in the fridge. I don't feel like making syrup right now. I have to go find the recipe book where it's at. It's in the Queen's recipe. It's a Queen's recipe, right? But maybe I'll make some blackberry syrup with that. Okay, so when you do this, right, people, you're gonna be here for like a little while. It's kind of like going back and forth with that pressure canner with the gauge, right? I'm at between 190 and pushing up to 200. So now I'm taking a knife and I'm just gently tapping the knob to bring it down. And I'm at 8 on the dial right now. Right? So I'm past 200, so I just lowered it between 8 and 7. So I'm at 7.5. It looks like it's still rising. I'm gonna put it on 7. It's on 7 now. I only got 15 more minutes to go. As long as it's past 190, you're okay. See, it's still rising. So about 6.5 now. And I'm pushing 210. This is where you exercise and you're like a statue. Don't move. Alright. So you get the point. I mean, ideally you want to get it to where you don't have to stand here. It's on almost number 6 now, and when I started it was 8, right? That's because I brought it up, and then it was just going, keeping, and then I have to now level it off. But I only got 13 more minutes, so. As long as it doesn't go below 190. Really, for juice, you only need like 20 minutes. You don't need very long. So, yeah, it's on 6. So, you should. Okay, so now I've taken the thermometer, now it has to rise back up. Okay, so now we're at 190. Pushing 200. Doesn't look like it wants to go to 210. Getting close to it though. By the time you get it leveled off at 190, your 30 minutes is up. Right? But this is like a different form of exercise. But what you'll find though, people, is after you turn off your canner and just let your jars rest for 5 to 10 minutes, and then you take them out slowly, you're not going to get much leakage. Whereas if you try to boil this in a bubbly water, all you're going to do is lose half of what's in your jar. That's the only thing that's going to happen. So I'm between 200 and 210. Oh. I turned it down just almost to 5 now. I got 10 more minutes to go. You can hear the canner, it's changed. It's not rising, it's calming down. You can hear it. Basically, you're not bringing it to a boil, right? You're just bringing it to that point where it's almost ready to start. And you can do this with cucumbers, making pickles, and brine, beets, and then this way you don't overcook and they don't come out so much mushy, right? Because if you're boiling pickles, you're just turning them into mush. And the vinegar already preserves them. So you just need a good seal. And for the heat to go through the jar at 190. And you can do that with this as well. So basically it's leveled off at 200 there. And I got like 10 more minutes to go. Okay, so now it's the end of the video. I'm tired. It's like 11 o'clock. Anyway, you can see I got 5 full jars, and they pretty much all popped as I was taking them out. And if you notice, nothing's leaking out of them. They're nice and full. This we'll make syrup with. Here is just a little bedtime meal for Amari, the pea soup with some bread fried in butter. And then I added in another teaspoon of butter in the soup. Watch those trees move. Of course they stop now. My little oak tree. It sprouted up too. And these guys are moving now. Nice. Just moving in the wind. So peaceful.
Okay, it's recording. Tell a story now.
Well, the story is we're looking for walnuts, but we've hardly found any because there's nothing for this tree to cross-pollinate with. If you go into my videos, you hear me say that you have to have the black walnut in the vicinity of the English walnut because between the two walnut trees, they protect each other from disease. But I also think they cross-pollinate like apples. That's why, as they're cutting down all these apple trees, pretty soon these apples aren't going to be able to reproduce on the tree because there's not going to be enough trees in the neighborhood for the wind to help them to cross-pollinate. I'm thinking this is what happened to this tree because there's like hardly anything. We don't see anything really. We don't see no walnuts.
Yep.
I found a few, but not many. So now, mind you, it was a very cold year, so it's hard to say. But walnut trees like this are usually pretty hardy. So, because those other two were over there, and then there was another one, and they used to have them over there. But this is one of the last remaining standing walnut trees, as well as there's another one, just a very small one, about I don't know, maybe 500 feet away from here. But anyway, we're going home now. Okay, let's go.
No, we're not.
On them.
And okay, people, you see there's lots of apples on the tree?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So, show them how much we got today.
Look how much we got today.
Yeah, 2 big bags full.
Yep.
Okay, we gotta go.
Bye, people.
Okay, people. So as you can see, the apples are coming out nice now, right? And they're getting bigger. Can you see? And because this apple was grafted with 2 other trees, you actually get 3 different kinds of apples all falling off the tree at the same time from one tree. And technically, when you're making apple juice, you want 3 different apples. We didn't go yesterday to the tree, so this is everything that fell off the tree yesterday and a little bit today. You can see. So now, hold on. Okay. So as you can see, I'm on ShaMay's computer right now. So Andre. It's just ShaMay's graduation. That's Andre when he was little. Andre when he was in foster care. Andre playing the piano. Anyway, so basically what's happening here, people, is I got a lot of apples I gotta do. Seeing these pictures just upsets me. I'm in between computers and I'm adding in programs into this one here. So after this video, hold on a minute.